everyone. I'm Carolyn Cole from the Easton Shoveltown Cultural District. And the Cultural District has joined with ECAT to present an Artisans on Display program, which we're quite proud of. Today's artist, who will be displaying for through the month of February, is Jonathan Coe, who retired a few years ago and really has avidly pursued his interest in photography. And we have some wonderful things to show you. Jonathan, thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It's a great day. It's
Yes,
a cold day.
It is very cold, so it's
Yeah.
nice to be in a warm place.
It is. It is. This is beautiful. Great studio. This is great. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Now, I noticed on your bio that you had, that you actually got, which is common, interest in photography started with maybe somebody else in the family or a friend.
Yeah. Well, that's a great story. And it's not that my parents didn't take pictures. Everybody took pictures in our family. But historically, I have a great uncle, and he was a pioneer photographer, William Henry Jackson. And my great-grandfather was Frederick Dexter Jackson. They were brothers, both photographers. He took the first picture of Old Faithful.
Oh, wow.
And he was on the Dr. Hayden expedition at Yellowstone, what's now Yellowstone National Park, that
yeah.
became Yellowstone National Park because of the pictures and because of their expedition. So he's got an awful lot of photographs in the Smithsonian, in Detroit, out in Colorado and Denver, that's where his base was.
Well, what a wonderful history to have.
Yeah, it's fabulous. I'm intrigued by his photography and how it was done back then. He had a horse and a carriage and a darkroom on wheels.
Oh, wow.
And he had to take it wherever, and he did all of that. You know, today we use digital photography.
I know.
It's so simple.
It is.
It really is. So it's a wonder. So he's had a lot of books, and a great one's Time Exposure, the Oregon Trail. So he's kind of my inspiration. And my great-grandfather was as well, who was a brother, but he never pursued it as long as William Henry did.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of, and I've got some beautiful cameras of his, some old box cameras, the big ones, and they had to lug those around the Rockies all over. And it was kind of interesting. We're producing a book, a coffee table book, with Buddy Worcester and myself, and we're doing it for the Easton Historical Society.
And I understand all the proceeds will go to the Historical Society.
Yeah, we're donating our time, our efforts. We've got some subsidies. The Savings Bank has been gracious. Bob Berg and the Savings Bank have been gracious to help fund this project. And we're going to have it produced probably in a few months. And we're going to hand it over to the Historical Society, and they're going to sell it. The proceeds will go to them. I'm a society member, and so isn't Buddy. He's been there for a long time. But I think it's a great cause. But this will be a different kind of book.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll be current great historical places that we have today. Schools, places of worship, artifacts. We were just at the Ames Tobias Shovel Museum yesterday at Stonehill, and they've got some beautiful artifacts. And the railroad station is just a treasure over there.
Oh, it is.
It's a treasure, and so that'll be a chapter. Ponds, the brooks and ponds of Easton. That's a great chapter. So burial grounds. Oh boy, there's some. You can learn a lot about Easton's history by reading some of those, the memorials there, and just fabulous. So I'm like a kid, taking pictures there and learning more. And
I think that's the exciting part about the learning. To come across something that maybe somebody else wouldn't even notice, and then you start asking questions and you find out the history of the people that were there at that time,
absolutely.
and what their life was like.
Yeah, and I've taken a lot of books. The Reverend William Ladd Chaffin,
Right.
his original Easton book, and he's got another book, and Ed Hands has got two beautiful books. And I've been taking a deep dive there. You have to, you know.
And
I thought I could take pictures and just have
Yeah.
a little text on it. No, I'm not like that. I have to learn about it now.
And I think we're lucky that we have the resources that we do. We have Ed Hands, and we have Hazel Varela, and we have Frank Menino, and many, many more. We have the Ames brothers, who are a treasure trove of information and stuff. So we are lucky. So the public out there, please watch for this book.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
an air control system at the Historical Society, and this might start funding it, you know?
I agree. Whatever they can do to help with the funds from that. But you know, Hazel is Ed and Frank. They're walking encyclopedias.
Yeah,
they're amazing. So I get stuck with some things, and I go down there, and Frank, bum, 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 and
Yep.
Ed knows it, and Hazel knows it, and Buddy knows quite a bit as
Right.
well. I mean, Buddy's a lifelong Easton resident with a long history here. But you really have to, and I would say today, you know, when I take a picture of like one of these, this is the Immaculate Conception, but I got that one day when the steeple was on the ground next to the door, and I said that was pretty unique. You don't see that every
I
day.
know.
And then you really have to get in the history of the church. And whatever church you want to choose, there's how long it's been there. You know, the first one was right down the street by Shovel Shop Pond, and they have a plaque out there, and it's fabulous. But we're very fortunate. We have some great, beautiful looking churches. You know, and a church doesn't have to be great looking. It's a place of worship, no matter where it is, and that's one of the chapters we have.
And we are fortunate in Easton. We have some beautiful churches.
It's beautiful, and just the history of the churches. You know, the societies were back then, and just an amazing. And this, just getting off of the churches, but this is everybody, a photographer in Easton, has probably taken that Clock Farm oak. And just, you know, my wife and I would walk by there all the time. We'd take that loop around, and then that day that the storm was a couple of summers ago, and it knocked it down. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous tree, but that's no longer there.
Right.
Just no longer there. So it's really sad. So I hope I capture that, and that's going to be there forever, you know, and for me anyway.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
I love that tree. That was just beautiful.
It is nature your thing? Is that what you
Yeah,
like to
nature
do
and
the most?
wildlife, it's really, you know, not that I don't take other pictures, but I really, a lot of my pictures will be, I love birds, butterflies, you know, flowers. My wife is just an avid gardener, flower gardener. I'm the vegetable gardener. I love, I've had a garden on Day Street for years and years. And Paula does just a beautiful job with flowers, and I've captured a lot of them. And when you have great flowers, you have great butterflies.
Exactly.
And you have great birds.
Beautiful color.
And I live by the tennis court. And I have a beautiful trumpet vine that goes down the tennis court, and the birds just flock there. It's just, so I'm very fortunate. I can capture a lot right out my back door.
Hummingbird special is the trumpet vine. I have one and a whole fence of it, and the hummingbirds love it. They disappear inside it, and the flowers bounce.
Isn't it great to get the wings
Yes.
coming out, and you try to, you know, you have to work with that to try to get it. And you get lucky, and I've gotten lucky a little bit, but especially the male. The male is, you know, with a net, I think it's a nape, and they're red, in the different colors. They're just beautiful, just absolutely beautiful.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, show the cover of the, I know you have a picture of the
Yeah.
cover. I want people to watch for this, because this is going to be an exciting.
So this is, and this will be the same picture, but, you know, this is the front cover, and the book will be called A Beautiful Image of Historic Easton. And, you know, in the center of Easton, the Great Civil War Memorial. And you know, I think I captured that a little. It's a difficult picture to get these days.
Especially with the wires.
The wires, thank you very much. You know exactly what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
talking about. And, you know, I'm not going to spend time, you know, editing out wires. I just have to get a great picture with a great blue sky. And it's very difficult these days. There's wires all over. You know, there's signs and wire. You know, that's a tough one to do.
What I like about this one is that you can really see the face very clearly.
yeah, I
And
try to
most
get that
pictures
corner.
you don't see a face. It's a cloud.
I
and
tried to.
Yeah,
I
and you
think
really can see that face.
I think I caught that a little bit, but yeah. So we're doing an awful lot, and there'll be some full pictures like you see here in the book. But trying to grab all of Easton. I'm a North Easton kid. Grew up here on Day Street. My family actually, our first house when we came to Easton, my parents met David and Bun Ames, and they let us rent a Queeset house. So we lived in a Queeset house, and my dad was a teacher and educator. He was a history teacher at Brookline High School for years. And we lived there. I wasn't born yet, so I didn't live there.
That's too bad, because that's a great house.
Yeah, well, you know, they enjoyed it. My twin sisters, there's pictures of my dad and my twin sisters in the little pool there when the pool was outside, and that was quite a hoot. And then we moved to Day Street. So I've been there all my life, and kind of Northeastern.
Yeah.
So went to all schools in Northeastern, and just by doing that, sometime, you know, went to the grammar school. And the history of the grammar school is just, and what was the original 1895 Olive Ames High School was my junior high.
Right.
And that's a beautiful building that Carl Famer, who was the architect, just a beautiful facade in the front. And I actually, you probably did too, but last spring, did you catch the ravens up there?
Oh, I know, huh?
Oh, they're beautiful. They just, I got them, and I've been seeing ravens around Easton and down the park. And finally, my daughter, who is a physical therapist right in this building, right in the corner, functional fitness, she gives me a call. She drives by and said, Dad, there, I think are crows or something up there. So no, those are the ravens.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. So I captured those. That'll be part of the book. In there, along with the Olive Ames High School. So you can see that the great architecture up there with the oculus, and it's just beautiful. And I've got into the rotunda. Rotunda that's historic.
Right.
That is absolutely historic. I just love that. You know, I didn't notice much when I went there. Quite frankly,
Too busy.
Well, as a kid,
Yeah,
you just went through there. Yeah, okay, you're a teenager, or not even a teenager, just about. And but I looked at that and I go, that is absolutely beautiful. So I think I see a lot more beauty today than I did years ago.
I think we all do.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we appreciate it more.
We are blessed in Easton with the historical treasures we have. It's absolutely beautiful.
Well, thank you so much for being with us, and I hope everybody will watch for the video. ECAT does a wonderful job, and you'll get a view of some of the other photos that Jonathan does.
Yeah.
And do stop by at the Easton Community Access Television Station. They're open quite a bit, Monday through Thursday, 10 to 8, and Friday and Saturday, 10 to 5. Saturday, I would suggest you call because there's so much going on. But do come by and see some of his work, and you'll be displaying in other places around town.
Yeah.
As part of our Artists on Display program, too.
I actually have quite a gallery at my daughter's at the Functional Fitness.
Oh,
so if
great.
anybody's having their legs checked or...
Well, maybe they can stop into the foyer and just look.
Absolutely. Well, you can look in there, and I'll be at the library, Ames Free Library, in July. I'm just starting out, and I'm getting out there, and I'm finding it a lot of fun. It's fun to take pictures every day, and you'll take 100, and maybe you'll get 5 that are good.
I know.
So, but that's a nice thing. You don't have to develop them. Let's put it that way.
I know. Well, thanks again.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
It was a pleasure being here.